Welcome to the Movie Pick, where my dad and his co-host do a deep dive on their favorite movies and all the things they love about them. Hope you enjoy this week's Movie Pick, recorded in Jet Studios, and give us a rating, but only if it's a good one.
All right, so before we start, has anyone lost a large roll of $20 bills and a rubber band? Because we found the rubber band. Doc Ock opened it up with like a super dad joke.
He was a little too relaxed going into that presentation.
Yes. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves with that conversation, but Doc Ock was Alfred Molina as Otto Octavius, name just right there for you. Was way too relaxed going into the power of the sun in the palm of his hand. All right, Landon, thank you for being here.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Glad to return always.
Yes. Yeah. So this is your third episode.
Mm-hmm.
We've done, what was the first one? Toy Story 2.
Yep. And Santa Claus.
And the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
With an E at the end on the claws.
Yes.
We've done those two. You've been an all-star on the first two.
Thank you.
So I expect nothing but a letdown.
Thank you. Your mom's a huge fan of my podcast.
She is.
Per her statements to me.
Yes, she actually is. Yeah. She's a big fan of you.
Big fan of her as well. We're good friends.
So June 30th, 2004, we get Spider-Man 2. All right. So there was a small part of me when we were texting about like which one of these to do that I kind of wanted to do the third one. And you can probably guess why I would want to do the third one.
Because it's the worst one.
It was the worst one, but I kept thinking, how much fun of a conversation would it be to have about the emo Spider-Man?
Yeah.
And that dance.
Yeah. Oh. It's so funny. People hate comic book movies, don't do it. Like, they'll be like, is that the one with that crazy clip I've seen of him doing the dance? And I can't even believe it's from a real movie. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was, to me, it was truly one of those, like the first two Spider-Mans of this Sam Raimi trilogy. The first two are so good. And it really is like, they just kind of got beefed up on their own press clippings.
They got lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of terms.
Yeah. However you want to term it.
Yeah.
They got too big for their britches on the third one. I still like the third one in all reality. But some of the creative choices, like that whole thing, I was just like, I'm out on this. But to keep it on point, the Red Sox win the World Series in 2004.
Oh, yeah.
I've been super excited to cover a movie from this year because this is one of the most memorable World Series in the past, 50 years. Like, this is one of the best World Series ever.
Yeah, the actual World Series itself, or more the ALCS, I guess, is more memorable, but the win. But just, as a overarching, storyline, the biggest in 100 years, aside from the Cubs, maybe.
Yeah. But and so if you don't know, the Red Sox came down from 3-0 to the Yankees in the ALCS, which had never been done before. And that is probably, if we ever did a ranking or a Mount Rushmore on sports rivalries, the Red Sox and Yankees would be my first baseball choice.
Definitely.
They are the best rivals and bitterest rivals in baseball.
There's not really even a second place.
No, I guess Cubs and Cards would probably be second, but that's what I mean. It's kind of some people don't even know that's a rivalry.
Exactly.
And then maybe the Dodgers Giants. But anyway, before we digress into a baseball podcast.
This is never mind. Spider-Man's out.
Yeah, Spider-Man's gone. So the top 5 box office 2004. I think you are going to enjoy this list. So, did you already look at this?
I glanced at it, yes.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. So, number 5 was Incredibles.
Unbelievable.
Great movie.
So good.
Yeah, so good movie for just general IP. Good year for IP in general.
Yeah.
Then we had Harry Potter 3, which I can't remember. That might be Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yes, that's Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Sirius Black. That's one of the better ones.
So for whatever reason, that's probably the one I've seen the most. I think I've seen that one more than any of them.
I think it's on TV a lot.
Maybe that's why.
I think, yeah.
No. So number 4.
I think it's my second favorite book.
Really? I still need to read the books. That's what I was telling to you. I need to read the books. Yeah.
The first The first 2 are like 6th grade level reading.
That's what I need.
And then they progressively get a little more.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Well, I'll try my best. My goal this year, I have a goal this year of 1 book at least 1 book a month.
A month?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's 12 books for the whole year. I've read 1 book for January. I'm working on February's.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm going to stick with that.
That's awesome.
Whether it's like a self-help motivational book or whether it's like, a fictional novel, whatever it is, I need to read 1 book at least a month.
So if I see you running around on like February 23rd looking for a 15-page book to read, I'll know what happened.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't say that had to be a big book. It might be a comic book for all we know. Yeah. So number 5, Incredibles. Number 4, Harry Potter 3. Number 3, The Passion of the Christ, which is obviously insane. Like, just incredible movie. We watched it at church last year on Good Friday, and can hopefully do that again this year.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
Making a second one too, aren't they?
I've heard something about that.
I think they are.
Is Mel Gibson going to direct?
I believe he's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. And like that. Just to hit where I'm personally at today, like to even mention The Passion, even have that on the list. If you're listening, I just got saved today. So I just gave my life to Christ today. And I know you've already listened to other episodes where we've talked about that. But if you want to know more about that, you can email me at themoviepick@aol.com, and I would be glad to answer anything that you have about that. And I would be way more passionately talking about that than I would be any of these movies. But so The Passion was number 3.
Hey Dave, I endorse that message.
So The Passion was number 3. Spider-Man 2 was number 2. Yeah. And then we had Shrek 2 as number 1. Great year. Like, if you look at that, Incredibles, Harry Potter, Passion, Spider-Man 2, Shrek 2. Like, when Barry and I covered the first Shrek, 01 was a good year too. If you go back and look at the top 5 from 01, phenomenal year. But if you look at this top 5's up there. Like, this is a hard top 5 to beat.
And when you're talking about IP too, like you said, those are like huge franchises that all had at least. Well, I guess Incredibles didn't have that many movies, but also it's part of Pixar, so it made. So those are just like gigantic movies.
Oh yeah.
And Passion of the Christ, which is the biggest franchise ever.
Yeah, exactly. So first memories, Spider-Man 2.
You know what? I was thinking about this because obviously I knew you were going to ask me that.
Sure.
I don't know. I remember, so I was not.
I'm about to say, how old were you when this came
10.
out? Yeah. Okay.
Because it came out, I had just turned 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember seeing Spider-Man 3 at the drive-in movie theater.
Ooh.
But you know me, I'm a cool guy. Played sports.
You are cool.
And stuff like that. But I do remember, I just didn't know. I never read comic books as a kid. And when all the comic book movies came out, I'm like, who in the world watches these comic book movies?
Sure.
And then I remember talking to people who I thought were cool. They were like, yeah, X-Men's awesome. I gotta watch X-Men. I'm like, you know what? Maybe comic book movies are cool. So I never watched any of them when they came out. So I think I probably went back after seeing Spider-Man 3 because it was just like, I didn't choose to go. We were going with like my family or something. And then I went back and watched them all. So I was probably, a teenager by the time I watched these. I did not see them when they came out. But since then, I'm, Marvel, like MCU. Thor was the one that got me in the MCU.
Okay, so the 2011 Thor.
I think I'd seen Iron Man and Captain America, but I watched Thor, and then I was all in on MCU and went back and watched.
It was the Hemsworth arms.
Honestly, I'm like, man, this dude is awesome. Like, he was like funny and
I got to go home and do some curls.
Yeah. It was funny. One of my best friends from high school, we went and saw it with my girlfriend at the time, wife now.
Yeah.
Maybe. Might have been another girlfriend.
No.
Actually, it definitely was.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, and I don't edit anything out, so that's there. That's there to stick.
I should laugh about it. We're friends with them. But we went and saw it with one of my best friends from high school, and afterwards the two girls that went were like, yeah, whatever, and we were both like, that guy's awesome, because we didn't know who Chris Hemsworth was, and we're like, that's awesome. But
no idea. Yeah, no idea who Hemsworth was before Thor.
Anyways, though, so then all in on MCU, went back. Like, I think at that point I hadn't watched any X-Men movies. Watched every X-Men movie, all the Spider-Man movies, all Batman movies, everything. So now I'm all in.
Yeah, so I was all over these, because like this was part of like comic book movies changing, because you weren't alive for some of these, because you were born in '94. You said, yeah. So Batman, the first Michael Keaton Batmans, Tim Burton Batmans, came out in '89 and '92. So there were those you weren't around for, and those were good movies. Like those still hold up. You could go back and watch them now. Those are good movies. And then '95 and '97 Batman's happened, which is Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. And they really kind of killed the mojo that comic book movies had, because you had the like Supermans from the '70s, you had Batman in the '80s and '90s. Things were looking good. Things were looking up for like nerds like myself who like love comic books. And then Batman Forever, or Batman and Robin, the one with George Clooney, just crushed dreams.
Chris O'Donnell.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it crushed dreams, where it was like, this is over.
Yeah.
Like we're done. And you still had stuff like the really darker stuff like Blade and Spawn and those kind of things, but those were really dark movies that weren't really made for like families to go watch a comic book movie.
Yeah.
And then 2000 happens, X-Men comes out, and still holds up. Like the first X-Men still holds up, and it's 26 years old now.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about the special effects, but just the story of it.
Well, and like Patrick Stewart and Ian
McKellen. Yeah.
I kept want to say McKellen.
Yeah.
McKellen.
It may be McKellen.
Anyways,
it throws me off too.
Those two are just like, it's like Shakespearean actors doing that, you know, like in a comic book movie, which I don't think people had ever thought about, like actually making a real movie with real like thoughts and conversations in it. So
well, and that's what made the movies start working. Like, it wasn't that, because if you look at Batman, if you go back and look at Batman and Robin, the '97 Batman and Robin, it should have had the right ingredients as far as good act. George Clooney's a great actor. Chris O'Donnell at that point was really hot, really good actor. Like he was like he was in a lot of movies at that point.
He was like the next, like people are like, forget about Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, all those guys. Like that's O'Donnell, like he beat. I'm pretty sure like he was in a bunch of those movies, like the Al Pacino.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, I know that. Where Al Pacino's blind. Yes. Oh man, I'll think of it in a second.
It's one of those. I always listen to podcasts when people can't think of movies, and I'm yelling it at them like, "Why can't they remember that?" And now I can't.
Trust me, when the microphone's in front of you, it feels a little different.
Scent of a Woman.
Scent of a Woman. I knew it started with an S.
I feel like movies like that, like he beat out every super famous actor currently. Now, where like he was the guy. So
he was on fire at that point.
To your point, it was huge people.
Yes, and like Alicia Silverstone was just like, this was right after Clueless. Yeah. They had Arnold Schwarzenegger as the bad guy. Uma Thurman. This was just a couple of years after Pulp Fiction. Like the ingredients were there for like, this should be really good, and it tanked. I mean, right when he pulls out the credit card and it says like expiration forever.
Yeah.
Like just to play, I was like, this is too playful. This is too cartoonish.
Yeah.
And it was done for a few years, and then again, the Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart X-Men movie comes out. That's in 2000. 2002, we get the first Spider-Man of this series, the first Tobey Maguire. And then it was off.
Yeah.
Then it was on. Like, you had the X-Men 2, which is still like touted as the best X-Men of that original trilogy.
Yeah.
And then you had this one come out. So, '02 Spider-Man, '03 X-Men 2, '04 Spider-Man 2. And it was like, this is a solid foundation to make movies, and we're going to make a lot of money making these movies. And then they started giving us quality movies, because the very next year we get Batman Begins.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. And then 3 years later, we get Iron Man.
Yeah.
And The Dark Knight. And we started getting like films out of this. So this was a great time to be alive for a nerd like myself. Like, it was good.
Iron Man and Dark Knight seem so much more recent.
Yeah.
They're not.
No.
I guess, like they're more in the area of those than
They're in that decade.
Yeah, than they are like normal.
They're 2 decades ago.
MCU, but though, like I feel like this movie and the X-Men movies feel like forever ago, and Dark Knight and Iron Man, like yeah, they were a while ago, but they're pretty recent. But they're very close to these, you know.
Well, the difference too with Iron Man is they've kept it going.
Yeah,
like they kept it going for so long that movie still felt very relevant because it still had a place in that overall arching story. So this movie, 7.4 IMDb. This is the highest rated of that franchise of the Toby. You know, Toby did 3. Yeah. This was the highest of the Toby 3. Director Sam Raimi. What do you know about our guy Sam Raimi?
I believe he's a big horror movie guy. I know Ash versus the Evil Dead. I haven't seen any of those, but I know of them. Another Bruce Campbell is in those movies, and he's also in all of these. In this one he's the theater, like the usher or ticket guy.
And there was rumor that he was Mysterio. Like back then. Like there was a rumor that he was Mysterio, and because remember he was like saying the thing about keeping up the illusion. And a lot of people knew like Sam Raimi is really close to Bruce Campbell. He might give him a big part in the third one.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was one of those like little Easter egg rumors back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember that going on. But so, what else about Mr. Raimi?
Well, the other thing along with that is he puts little, even in normal movies, like I've heard people talk about this and I was paying more attention now. Like the operating room scene is like a horror movie. And then Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, which he directed as well, is the most like, if you want to say anything has horror elements, and it certainly does in the MCU.
Yeah.
That one does. And I thought it was interesting they mentioned Doctor Strange in this movie.
I did too.
I don't really know that much else about him. I did read something that he was not difficult, but he's like demanding, maybe.
Yeah.
Just I don't mean that in a bad way, but like he was pushing actors to do a lot of stuff.
Sure. Well, you know, he was so in the scene where Tobey Maguire or Peter Parker is like bending down to tie his shoe at the beginning. You have the people walking by that he was actually one of those people.
Yeah.
Because he said, like, I listened to the director's commentary, which was him and Tobey Maguire and a couple of other people on the commentary of this. And he was saying nobody would hit him hard enough.
Yeah.
Like people were afraid to hit the star of the movie. So I just went in there and hit him with a backpack or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, you can, especially like you mentioned that operating scene. The one when they're working on Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
You can really see that the guy loves horror.
Yeah.
Like the way that he shot things, the way he shot that people would scream, the way he shot, you know, especially the girl with her nails.
Yes. Oh yeah, like into the.
Yeah, which was wax. She was pulling on wax. That's how they accomplished that. Yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
Not to sidetrack us here, but did you know? Like I hadn't noticed this before. There are so many shots and scenes of women uncontrollably screaming.
Yes, I noticed
in
that.
This. I wrote them all down, like, or not all of them, but many of them.
Yeah.
Of just like camera in their face, not doing just like a yell, like I'm scared yell, doing like over dramatic, like screaming at the top of their lungs. I don't really have a positive or negative thought about that. It just stuck out to me that that it just kept every scene
for you. It was like, just a disturbance.
Yeah. They would just like pause. It was just like pause and be like, all right, watch this lady scream for 3 seconds.
Oh, the most noticeable was when for me, the most noticeable was when he breaks into the bank and he's climbing up the building carrying Aunt May.
Yes.
And it shows that blonde-headed lady look out the window of the building.
Yeah.
And then she like runs straight to the camera and like screams in the camera's face.
The one that's on the phone call.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a lot of them. You're right.
His wife did it in the operating room before the bank. Right when he busts out of the bank or he throws Spider-Man out, there's a woman outside that screams. Then it goes to the woman in the office screaming. MJ does it like 3 times.
Yeah.
When he kidnaps her. There's just a bunch of it.
It was interesting.
Noticed, like I said, I wasn't like mad about it or didn't think it was like horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't good or bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those where it was like, I know he's smarter. Sam Raimi's smarter than I am. It was like, we have to know that we have to let the audience know these people are terrified. We have to show someone screaming or else they won't know. Yeah. They won't know they're scared.
So we've got a section in this movie we're going to call the negative Nancy, and we're not there yet. But it's like, what made this movie a 7.5 instead of a 10? There's something that knocks off those 2.5 points.
Yeah.
For me, those I wouldn't say they lean more towards the negative than the positive for me. They kind of take me out of the movie just a smidge with so many of them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Especially the one where the girl runs at the camera and screams. Like that one in particular stands out.
That was
yeah. All right. Toby Maguire. What's first thoughts of Mr. Maguire?
He, not to get into other things, I will say I was watching this movie with my wife, Katie, huge fan of the podcast.
Yeah, thank you, Katie.
Big fan. She watches. She listens to all these, even though she hasn't seen hardly any of the movies.
Which is just insane.
And often won't watch the movie.
Yeah,
we'll just be like,
that's even crazier. Actually, I probably ruined the movies. So if she was to watch it, she'd be like, "Why am I even watching this? He already said everything that's going to happen."
She doesn't mind the spoilers. But anyways, we were watching that, and she kept being like, a few times, she's like, "Is Tobey Maguire a bad actor?" And I was like, I think he's really good at certain things. So I think he's good at playing. I feel like what you hear a lot with, might have this later, is like he's a good Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield is a great Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Tom Holland is maybe the best combo of both of them.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's very good at having that like innocent kind of like, he feels like he's a good goodness about him.
Yeah.
So I think he's good at that. I think he disappeared from Hollywood for a long time. I think he does professional gambling.
Does he really? Yes. I didn't know this.
Yes.
I didn't know this.
But he hasn't been in that much stuff lately at all.
No, he hasn't. Great appearance in No Way Home, the Spider-Man that came out like 5 years ago.
But,
phenomenal.
But I feel like he was very, very, very famous this time and right after.
Yeah.
But I don't really have that many more thoughts on him.
Yeah, so good friends with Leonardo DiCaprio. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Until later on. But yeah, when the first Spider-Man came out, that was the first time I'd ever heard the name Tobey Maguire. Now, he had been in some movies like, I want to say Pleasantville and Wonder Boys or something like that. I never saw that one. I saw Pleasantville.
I saw Pleasantville.
I actually think he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
I know the parts, or I think I know the parts that Katie's talking about, though.
Yeah.
And I think it's the moments when he's asked to be awkwardly silent, when somebody may ask him something. I kind of chalked it up to the writing a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, when he's on the phone and he's leaving the voicemail for Mary Jane and telling her that he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I felt like they were, in a good way, almost doing that classic comic book thought bubble. But they had to do it audibly for us to know what he's thinking.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I do think he's a really good actor. I'm not saying oh man, this guy's up there with the DiCaprios and Brad Pitts of the world.
Yeah.
But I do think he's really good. But I think he's only as good as his writing.
I think that's true. I think there's a lot of weird kind of stuff that he's got to do, and
yeah.
The only thing I feel like sometimes when he cries, it's he has the face that he makes.
Yeah.
I think he's good. I think he plays the very I think he's believable of being kind of the awkward guy who doesn't know how to talk to girls and innocent kind of person.
Very memeable face.
Yeah. There are so many memes. It's terrible this how the internet's warped our brain. I'm not really even on the internet that much, but I was thinking watching this, and then I've watched some of the other ones. So many things I'm like, that is a meme. That could be a meme.
Yeah.
That face would be great for a meme because he does have a meme.
Which is not always bad. Elf is also a very memeable movie.
Yeah.
So, there can be good memes, but most of the Toby ones are the ones he's crying.
Yes.
And it's usually sports related and all that. Yeah, it's great. So I think you had some thoughts about Toby and almost getting fired from this movie, some production stuff
So apparently there is a story that he did get fired from this movie. So he filmed Seabiscuit.
Yeah.
And I think the line that some people go with is just he hurt his back on that movie, and so he wasn't able to film a lot of this. But I think there's been a lot of stuff, or I know there has been a lot of stuff written that it's he didn't really hurt his back. the first movie was incredibly successful. He made like $4 million and he wanted 25 million. And he essentially was like, I'm not going to show up until you pay this money because my back's hurt. And he didn't even go tell Sam Raimi and the producer, like he sent a doctor to go be like, he can't come in, his back's hurt. And Sony was like, called his bluff and said, you're fired, Jake Gyllenhaal.
So that's what, I knew that. So I knew Gyllenhaal was almost Spider-Man.
Yes. Yeah. And so Tobey Maguire's, I think at the time, his girlfriend's dad, but then his wife, so his eventual father-in-law was like a big time exec at one of these companies, had to go, like, essentially got him the job back.
Wow.
And then he kind of went back in with his tail tucked between his legs and was like, I'm sorry. And I think since then he's been like, acted immaturely, but they joke about it a little in this movie. He says his back's hurt, and then in No Way Home, you know that scene when they're stretching? Yeah. He's like, my back. That's that's like a reference. To that.
Smart move to just say, you know what, guys, I messed up. Let me back on set.
Yeah.
Because he made a lot of money off this movie. He made a lot of money off number 3, and then he also showed back up for No Way Home.
Yes.
And you want to talk about, like, I know actors may not be like, I want to be known for something, but anytime you see Tobey Maguire, you associate him with Spider-Man.
Sure.
And it's made him world famous to be associated. And if he had left after that first one, and Jake Gyllenhaal came in and did those two, like 2 and 3, and then ended up being the one showing up in No Way Home. Number 1, we get a different Mysterio for the other Spider-Man set.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have been that's an interesting, like, trade-off. Like, they did a movie together, I think, a few years after that. They might have been in that Brothers together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know it's kind of dark.
It's a very dark movie. I can't remember if I can recommend that one. Like, it's been so long since I saw it.
I haven't seen it.
I'm thinking not.
I have a feeling no.
Yeah, I'm thinking not. Yeah. I'm thinking that would be a heavy VidAngel or TBS.
Yeah. Hey, I've got a joke for you.
I'm ready.
I bet you won't. You may not get it.
I'm ready.
What did Taylor Swift... I bet you won't guess where I got this from. What did Taylor Swift and Spider-Man have in common?
Oh my goodness. No, I have no idea.
They both ended Jake Gyllenhaal with a bridge.
Ooh.
Do you know about All Too Well?
No.
You know, they like dated.
I don't.
And there's a song about Jake Gyllenhaal where she's like, you know.
No, I didn't know this.
You treated me bad. And then Spider-Man Far From Home.
And it ended it. Yes.
He dies.
I know that. So I didn't know that him and Taylor Swift ever dated.
Oh yeah, it's a whole thing. I won't tell you
after the pod.
I'll let somebody else tell you about it.
I'll ask Katie. Katie will know all.
She told me that joke.
That is
like,
hilarious.
This is the best joke ever. And
she's like, everyone knows this.
And I was like, you realize that nobody will get that joke. She's like, you have to tell it. Yeah. She's like, at least tell it to Dave if you don't say it on the podcast.
Yeah. No, I'm glad to know it now. I just had no idea they dated. So I try not to follow their personal lives as much.
Yeah.
Because when I do, I always end up disappointed.
Yeah, and it takes you out.
It does
too.
It's like, yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, so a little Kirsten Dunst action. Is it Kirsten or Kirsten?
Kirsten.
So Kirsten Dunst, I thought they had great chemistry. Like,
yes,
her and Tobey Maguire were very believable as a couple.
Not to dip back into personal life, but I think they dated in real life for a little bit.
Did they really?
I think so.
I didn't know that.
I read one trivia fact that I'm just assuming is true. Or, yeah, we'll call it a fact.
Yeah.
And we'll do no other research and just say that it definitely happened. So that's why they had good chemistry, maybe.
This is for the listener to Google.
Yeah.
Did they or didn't they?
My job is to just talk into this microphone and have no consequences for anything I say.
Yeah, these are just words. Oh, you actually got in trouble. So your older sister, I don't know, did Jordan ever address this with you? So the Santa Claus episode.
Yes.
We talked about how much Jensen loves Hallmark movies. Oh, you know where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jordan texted me and was like, I feel like Landon doesn't even know me because she loves Hallmark movies just as much as Jensen does. So just had to bring that up.
I just offhandedly said something and also haven't lived in a house with her for 15 years now. So
no defense.
Yeah.
No defense, apparently. You're done. You were toast.
She angrily confronted me as well.
So. That is hilarious. Yeah. So she was a child. Like, I knew her as a child actress. Talking about Kirsten Dunst.
Yes.
Like, I'd seen her in like the Interview with the Vampire movie. There was a couple of others like right there when she was still like a little. Oh, Jumanji. Yeah. So it's like and she's 1 year older than me, so I felt like she was one of those I felt like I grew up with. Yeah. And always really liked her as an actress. I still think she's a great actress. She did a season on, Fargo's one of those anthology shows.
That was a good season.
She was so good on there.
And with her husband, real life husband too, Jesse Plemons.
I didn't know that was a real life husband. I really know nothing about their personal life. Yeah. I had no idea. So are they still married?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's
a great. She's great in that. She does like the North Dakota.
She was phenomenal. Like it was actually probably. I mean, obviously, Mary Jane is my favorite role of hers, but that was the show where I was like, wow, she can really act.
Yeah.
Like, she's really good.
She's also one of those people because she got famous when she was younger. And I think in this, she's still like a teenager, like 19, maybe like 20.
Yeah, I think in her 20s, yeah.
Where you think she's a lot older because she's been around forever. And then you look and she's like, until recently, still in her 30s, where you're like, man, she's been around forever. She's got to be getting close to 50.
Yeah. She's I think 43. Because like I said, she's literally a year older than me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing I liked about this one versus the first one, and I didn't notice as much, she actually dyed her hair red for this one.
Yeah.
And the first one, she wore a wig. Mm-hmm. And when you go back and see that, you can see like that first one was really bright red.
Sure.
So it kind of just helps.
Didn't look really natural.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then we got Alfred Molina as Otto Octavius. Great name for a villain. Little Dr. Octopus action. Anything you knew about him before you saw this, or was like this was my intro to Alfred Molina?
Yeah, no. I might have seen him in other stuff, and like I feel like I've seen him in a few things that I've gone back and watched some older movies where he's super young, you almost don't recognize him.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I've really seen that much with him. But he's one of those people I kind of know who he is.
Yeah.
Even though I really haven't seen that many movies. Like even outside of this, I feel like he's just like people know him as an actor. But then you're like, what movies have you seen him in? You're like, I don't know. Spider-Man.
Well respected. Like when I was listening to that commentary, like Tobey Maguire said they call him Fred, but that like all they did, they gushed over him. Like they were talking about how great he is and how good of an actor he is and just how good of a guy he is. Had no idea he was British till this week. I was listening to an interview and he starts talking, and the guy's British.
And I didn't know he's British until
just now.
This moment.
Yeah. And so it really threw me off because he's in one of Tia's favorite Christmas movies, which is called Nothing Like the Holidays. And he plays the owner. He's a Puerto Rican guy and owns this like grocery store. And that's what he's wanting to pass on to his son. And it's like, and their Puerto Rican heritage is like one of the biggest parts of that movie. And so I always thought he was like Puerto Rican. I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
That's interesting.
I know. Threw me off.
I had no idea. I think I had created in my head that I'd heard him talk in an interview when he was American.
No.
And that's obviously not true.
Well, he was either faking it. He was faking it from one of us.
No, I think what happened with me is I never saw anything. I think I just created that in my head.
Yeah. So, and then the last of like the main part of the cast before we get on to the next section, James Franco. Like, this was another one. You talk about Chris O'Donnell at a point when they're on the rise, like when they're on fire. They caught lightning in a bottle with James Franco being like the third or fourth lead in this movie. Because like he did a James Dean movie in like 2000 or 2001, and then he appeared in the first Spider-Man, and then it was off. Like if you look, this was weird. So starting in 2006, he was in 7 movies in 2006. Wow. And from like 2006 to 2011, he was in like 4 to 6 movies every single year. I mean, the guy, it feels like he just went from one movie set to the next movie set to the next movie set. And some of them, he was like the main character. And then some of them, he just had a small part in. But I don't know if you remember that time period, but it felt like every movie I turned on, he was there somewhere.
He's in a lot of movies.
Yeah. He was like everywhere. And just like, I always enjoyed when he would show up. Thought he was hilarious. Mm-hmm. And didn't know he had that part of him. Like I didn't know the humorous side. I mean, he'd done Freaks and Geeks, which was good.
That's what I was going to ask if you'd seen that, because isn't that how he got popular to begin?
Yes. Which, that show only lasted 1 year. And then it got canceled, but everybody kind of lived off of that. Yeah. Like there was like a big, like it was a big deal for Judd Apatow. It was a big deal for a lot of the cast. Like if you go back and look at
Seth Rogen, Jason Segel,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and there's some girls that were
Yeah, Busy Phillips was on there. Linda Cardellini was on there.
Yeah.
There was the Martin Short guy that like showed up in so many things. Not Martin Short. Martin Starr. Martin Starr. Not Martin Short.
He's from Spider-Man.
Yes,
the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's the principal, or not? He was one of the teachers. Yeah.
He's so funny. He's also in. Don't recommend that.
When his wife blipped away,
huh?
When his wife blipped away in the second one, when he's talking about that when she didn't really. Sorry, go ahead. He was also.
He's in another show. I won't even mention the name of it.
Okay.
Where he plays the most opposite character, where he is like negative, everything is horrible, and then he plays that character in the Spider-Man. He's so good at both of them. He's funny.
He is, and he was a little kid.
Yeah,
like he was on the so most of them were like high schoolers and Freaks and Geeks, like James Franco and Siegel and Rogan, like that whole group. She had like Linda Cardellini and her brother were the main characters.
Okay.
And her little brother was a middle schooler, and so Martin Starr was part of that middle school group. And actually, there was some episode. He did some really good acting on there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did Joss Whedon write that too?
He might have had. I'd have to be fact checked.
It's a Marvel connection.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, because he did the first 2 Avengers movies.
Yeah.
I can't remember. No.
And Justice League.
Yeah.
He finished.
Yeah, he finished it. Yeah, he finished the Snyder League. Yeah. But the thing about James Franco in this, like, what do you think about James Franco in this particular movie?
I don't think he's very good.
He was.
I had some thoughts. I had some thoughts on him.
I think we're going to the negative Nancy section now.
Yeah,
I think we're headed there. So go ahead on your thoughts on Franco.
One of my tough hitting questions too was: is James Franco a bad actor? In this movie, I'm not saying overall because I like him in other stuff. He's very funny, and he's great in Planet of the Apes.
Fantastic.
Love those. He's
movies.
Just in the first one.
Yeah, I've got those on my list.
Yeah, he's very good. In that, but here's what I'm trying to decide. This is also a comic book thing.
Yeah.
Or a movies. Like, if this is this is kind of a bigger thought as well, is what people were expecting if they wanted it to be like a comic book, where there might be kind of like some cheesy lines.
Sure.
I think the term people use, like, campy, if that's what they were trying to make it. Like, they were just...
Sam Raimi is campy.
Yes. Like, they were trying to make him like this rich, snobby person, but the way he delivers some of his lines are crazy.
Yeah.
Like, after Spider-Man saves him, does he save him at it's during the explosion, and he walks out and he's like, he insulted me by touching me.
Yeah.
It's tough. And he's just like whiny in this. So I'm like, he might have been doing exactly what they wanted him to do. But I feel like there's just some actors that it doesn't matter what, they can just make it sound good. And which wasn't, I don't know. I would think that he'd be good at this part, but
I think it was another one of those things like we were talking about with Toby, where like some of the writing didn't do him any favors, and so like when I know exactly what scene you're talking about, because it stuck out to me every time too. Like, he insulted me by touching me, and like the way he says it, and I don't know if it was as much bad acting or it was bad writing.
Yeah.
Because I always think of the Saved by the Bell episode when Jesse's on the caffeine pills.
Yeah.
And she's like crying to Zach.
That's like a famous... people talk about that all the time.
Like, what? But if you're her, like, what do you do with that?
Yeah.
Like, this is the way it's written. How do you act this out and it not be bad?
Yeah.
And so I kind of got that, because we've seen him in other stuff. Now, if this would have been like the only movie that he was in, I would have walked away thinking that guy's a bad actor.
Yeah.
I really would have.
Yeah, and I think part of it is maybe he's just not good at this specific thing he's been asked to do. Like, he's like the angry, like he spends a whole lot of the movie. I think part of it, like you're saying, to the writing, is I don't think his character really fit in this movie well. But they had to keep him in because he was the main character.
Yeah.
So they kept having to give him things to do, and they're like, okay, I guess he can be mad and just be like weirdly attacking Peter every time he sees him, being like, where's your friend Spider-Man? It kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I think that might be part of it as well.
So I have some thoughts on that, and we'll go straight to that. So
can I go back on something really quick?
Yes, you sure can.
Just because we were talking about the cast.
Yeah.
Do you realize how many famous people, were in this before they were famous too, just like pretty small roles.
Yeah.
I made a list of a few. Elizabeth Banks.
Yes, as Betty Brant.
Betty Brant, who shockingly I did not realize she was the same character as the girl Angourie Rice, who's in a bunch of stuff. Young and the Tom Holland ones. Yeah, I didn't realize that was the same character.
Yeah,
I know I should realize that. Joe Manganiello.
Yeah,
as Flash.
Yeah, no, he was in the first one. He was in the first Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I just mean.
Oh yeah, you mean like in these
series
in this
in
series,
general.
Yes.
Joel McHale.
Yes, the banker.
The banker.
Yeah,
playing a version of every character he would.
He's always like. It was so funny to me his scene. Talking about Joel McHale for a second, because like when you know Joel McHale, especially then, I knew him from that what was it called, The Soup, where he just constantly made fun of celebrities and stuff, and he made fun of pop culture.
Yeah.
And so there was always like this underlying layer of sarcasm with him that you just expected. And like every character he's ever played. And so when it first shows him on this, he's kind of playing more of a straight character. And I was like, wow, okay, he's actually going to stay serious. And then he goes into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, there's the Joel McHale I know.
Have you seen Community?
I love.
The most sarcastic.
Community.
Jeff Winger.
Yeah.
Daniel Day Kim from Lost. He's one of he's one of the technicians in the presentation.
Yeah.
Was J.K. Simmons that famous before this?
He wasn't that famous. Like, I remember, I don't know if I knew who he was, but I don't remember if I knew who he was before this or knew he was because of this.
Yeah.
But no, he was not like the J.K. Simmons we know now, like Oscar winner J.K. Simmons.
He's in he was in an HBO show I know that I haven't seen, but I've heard people talk about him in it. It's like a prison show.
Was it Oz? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I never watched Oz. So
yeah, I didn't either, but I've heard. And I don't know if we're talking about him. If you want to talk about good campy, it's him.
He pulls it
perfect delivering.
He pulls
all those lines. He's very funny. I thought he was just kind of an annoying character in my mind, like remembering it. Then when I watched it, I'm like, I think he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do really well.
He's memeable for the right reasons.
Yes, two are like points about James Franco and Tobey Maguire, where maybe it didn't help him. I don't know if it helped him, but he nailed exactly what he's supposed to do.
I think it works straight into his personality.
And his is like comedy. Like they're having to maybe do more serious acting with some not great writing, and he's very funny, but he delivers everything, like how quickly he goes from there to there, or very quickly at the end, the wedding when his son's fiance walked out. He's like, "Don't open that caviar."
Oh, I have So my two favorite moments of this was the "Don't open the caviar."
Yeah.
Like so that he finds out his son's getting stood up at the altar, and his first thought is, "Don't open the caviar."
Yeah.
But my second favorite moment is when Peter asks for an advance.
Yeah.
And he just starts busting out laughing, and it's like, "Oh, you're serious."
Yeah.
You know.
And then he's like,
I love that.
And then he's like, ridiculous. And he's like, give it to him.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's one of the best characters in the movie.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
But the last one, and I have a small bone to pick quickly.
No. We're there.
Emily Deschanel.
Yes.
Zoe's sister.
Yes.
And I don't mean to be mean, Dave, but y'all did talk about Zoe Deschanel a few weeks ago.
We did.
And you didn't mention New Girl. Or you didn't talk about New Girl.
Did we not talk about New Girl?
She's so... Oh, it's an elf.
Yeah.
She's super famous.
Oh, yeah.
New Girl's amazing.
Yeah, she's fantastic in New Girl.
Yeah.
Did I not mention anything about New Girl?
Not enough.
Not enough?
Yeah.
You know what? Let's pause it here.
Just kidding.
Let's have a New Girl. Let's watch an episode and have just a New Girl podcast.
I don't think
it is a great show.
I don't think her sister is as famous as her, but she's popular.
She was a huge on that Bones show.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she had her own show.
Yeah. But she's good in like the 30 seconds she's in this, or she's like the mean secretary, or not secretary, but like front office.
Yeah, so the person that Landon's talking about is the secretary at the very beginning of the movie when he delivers the pizzas and she won't pay for them.
Yes.
And that is Emily Deschanel.
Yes.
Yeah, she made me mad.
Yeah, and she did good.
She had like 12, there's like 12 pizzas there in that stack. And
with the bungee cords, and they're all crushed. And
yeah. But like, that's not her money. She's just like, we're not going to pay for that.
I think she went upstairs and she told her boss that, like, I got them for free.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, I derailed us. What's our next section?
No, I had that coming up. So you just got there before I did, and that's okay.
Okay.
Like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Because actually that was in one of the things of like what makes this movie work.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Because I think one of the things that makes this movie work is exactly what you're talking about, down to the little bitty lines. They're good actors. Like Aunt May I think her name's Rosemary Harris.
Yeah.
She was really good
Yes.
in this movie.
Yeah.
I cannot remember the lady's name that played, was it Rosie? Otto's wife, Dr. Octopus's wife.
Yeah.
Like in her 2 scenes, she was really good.
She is fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you know who else, what else she plays?
I don't know.
She's Mother Gothel in Tangled.
Real? Oh,
yes.
I did see that.
Yes.
I love Tangled. Tangled's a good one.
So good.
Yeah.
So
Does she do the singing in that? Does she do the Mother Knows Best song?
I assume she
Yeah.
does the singing too. I don't know that.
That's interesting. Good for her. I'll have to look that up.
She's really good though.
Yeah. Yeah. So some of the things that were negatives for me for this movie.
Sure.
All right. How did Harry not put it together that Peter was Spider-Man? Like, to me, it was just way too convenient that he's like, "Oh, you're always taking pictures of your pal." Like, yeah, maybe he's taking selfies.
They're at the presentation. He disappears for 3 seconds and comes back.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man comes back and Peter's not there. He's like,
yes. Like, come on, Harry. I mean, I know he's trust fund. Like, I get that. But he still seemed like a smart guy to me.
Yeah.
I think Harry puts it together. Or at least, the moment when he does take off the mask, he acts so shocked. I think there would have been a little piece of me that would have been kind of like Mary Jane. Mary Jane says, like, when she finds out, she's like, there's a little piece of me that always knew.
Yeah.
Surely Harry could have been like, you know what? Kind of had a hunch.
Yeah.
Kind of had a hunch.
Or just being like, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
not
he was like,
be like shocked, like I never considered this.
Yeah, like this was the furthest thing from my brain.
Yeah.
This person that takes pictures of you could actually be you. Yeah.
and how in the world would anybody get those pictures too?
Yeah.
That he takes.
Yeah. Where was Peter?
They're like,
he's like swing Peter up and like here, let me throw you up here.
Yeah.
Mr. Parker. Like you just stand right there on that balcony.
Yeah.
Take a pic real quick, and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah. Nobody asks any questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. All right. This goes into your. I love that you brought this up about Harry. So we're going to kind of stay with Harry Osborn for a second. Could this movie have used a secondary villain? Because I felt like, the movie was like right at 2 hours. I didn't look at the exact runtime.
Mm-hmm.
But I could have actually used a little more movie out of this. Where sometimes I'm like, let's tighten it up. Let's remove a scene.
Yeah.
I felt like we could have used just a secondary villain, and I think that would have actually made Spider-Man 3 even better. Because in Spider-Man 3, they have 3 villains.
Yes.
They have, and that's kind of what messed up the movie.
Yeah.
Was you had Sandman, Venom, and like Harry's version of the Green Goblin.
Yes.
I think Harry's version of the Green Goblin should have shown up in this. I think he should have found out sooner, somehow. That's for the writers to figure out, not me.
Yeah.
But I think he should have found out quicker and shown up as some type of secondary villain. Does that make sense? Or at least somebody else. Like, at least Rhino shows up, or, one of the smaller.
Would they be working with Doc Ock, kind of?
I kind of saw it as like a working against, or maybe like a Batman Returns, like where they're kind of working together, then they're working against each other, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just thought it could have used, even if it wasn't Harry. But I think it would have sped along his annoying anger.
Yeah. He kind of, there is a big gap. It's kind of where Peter's trying to get his life together and he stops being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Where Doc Ock's like, he's just hanging out somewhere. I
Yeah.
guess working on getting his, building his machine back.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Where there's not anything happening where, maybe he's doing some small time battling or.
That's what I mean. Like something, I don't know.
Well, either way, they needed to get one of the villains out of Spider-Man 3 because that was crazy.
Yeah, it was just too much.
Yeah.
Well, they tried to work it to where then Harry helped him at the end, so they needed him. But I still think, I don't know, even if it's just like a bank robbery or something more, we didn't get a whole lot of, besides Spider-Man going against Dr. Octopus, we didn't get a whole lot of Spider-Man action, really.
Yeah.
And could have used a little more. Again, could have been a secondary villain, could have been a lower level villain.
Yeah.
Just something. I feel like this movie could have used it. I really did. Just to show me, because like when they did the Spider-Man action in this, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like when he would, go through, when he was on the street and he went through the 18-wheeler. like to the back of it. Like I needed more of that stuff. Like give me a little more action.
The train.
Yes, train scenes.
It's good.
Incredible.
You're right though. There isn't a whole lot. It's a lot of focus on like Peter Parker's life and how it relates to Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, and that was
and it's good, but
definitely. So I think you had some thoughts about like secret identities and like Peter Parker Spider-Man stuff.
Like a lot of thoughts.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. I think there's good and bad things about it. It's very frustrating to me. I'd forgotten these movies that there's just an element that later comic book movies decided we're just going to take out because it's too much of a headache to do like and maybe some of the characters from the comic books. Like I don't think Captain America ever had a secret identity. People knew who he was. Like Iron Man though, like they're just like first movie. There's a tiny bit of it, but after the first movie, they're just like getting out. Like we're not doing this. Yeah. Who is Iron Man? Like have to live a double life. Because that's where a lot of the conflict comes from. It's kind of annoying of just repeatedly through these movies like Peter's late to this. Peter didn't show up for this. Peter isn't.
Yeah. There was a disturbance.
He isn't a good friend. He's falling behind on his grades. Everyone's like, Peter, why are you so lazy? And just seeing him being like turmoil because he's like, oh, I'm actually doing this. I have to act like I'm lazy.
Yeah.
But he is kind of forgetful and lazy also. So I'd forgotten.
I think he just had too many irons in the fire.
He had a lot going on. And he's trying to work 4 jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
But it is some of that's good because it kind of shows like the cost of being a superhero. But it's also kind of annoying.
Yeah.
When you're just like, okay, like we get it. It's hard to do this. And when you're like, could you not have just made it to one, like try to go to the show every night for 2 weeks? And there's a chance you're not going to get caught with, catching crime one of those nights. Where it's just like that's a lot of the conflict.
The great, like it's above and beyond. Like he goes above and beyond.
Yeah.
It's with great power, there must come great responsibility thing. Like even when he sees Mary Jane and John, her new boyfriend outside of her play, and he sees her walk up to him, like they did such a good job. They had police cars drive by right then. I don't know if you noticed that. Like there was police cars went by, their sirens going. And so even though in that moment he's thinking like, I wanted to come here, this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It was that reminder to him like, this job never stops.
Sure.
Like,
and I think that was like a big thing with comic books because when you think about what had been released this far, the big ones, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, who are probably like, we were watching this and Katie was like, is that a big thing for comic books? Like, is Spider-Man the only person that is like has a hidden identity? And I'm like, I guess in like the MCU, they don't deal with it because I think it's like when you have that, that's what the whole story is always going to revolve around.
Sure.
Is like they're missing things and it's causing conflict with people in their life because they're so obsessed with this thing and they're not there for them. And you're like, and then I think when they started making more movies, they're like, we're just not going to do that anymore because it's going to be, that's what the whole thing's going to be about.
Yeah.
And I think they just stopped. But I think it's what people expected at this point in comic book movies. Like that's what superheroes do is they have they're like real life and then they have this. And then like I said, maybe it's the characters. I feel like they just realized it'd just be easier if this is just one person who's living a life and sometimes they're a superhero.
Yeah.
But they're also like whoever they're dating knows the deal.
Right. Well, and even at the end of the first Iron Man, like they made a point to like he was about to lie and say there was like a testing going on or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I am Iron Man.
Yeah.
And that to me like debunked the whole thing for the MCU.
Sure.
Like Spider-Man is still the only one that has a secret identity.
Yeah.
In the MCU.
Sure.
And so like they kind of stuck with that for him.
Yeah.
But not for anyone else. Like everyone else is like, hey, I'm Captain America. Hey, I'm Thor. Hey, I'm Black Widow.
Maybe Black Panther has a little bit. There's like the whole world now.
Yeah,
but they don't make a big deal about it.
Right.
In the comic books though, that's a big thing, isn't it? That people don't know. And is it in like, is it Civil War in the comics? I think that I read. I didn't read the comic. I read about the comic that's like a part of what Spider-Man does during that is he reveals who he is. So
that's exactly right. Yeah.
So it's like a big deal in the comics for him.
Yes.
So they have to. I mean, it's like an essential element of his characters.
Definitely,
they have to keep it.
Definitely. I mean, he's like the same and opposite of Batman.
Yeah.
For Marvel.
Yeah.
Like he has a secret identity, but he's poor and he's a kid. where Batman's, older and a millionaire. Or billionaire, sorry. Yeah, multi. All right, so here's another one. Why did MJ have to leave John at the altar? Like, couldn't she have decided?
Did she not know?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
She was miserable too. They showed her like getting ready on her day, and she was never gonna go through with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she knew. She knew it was done. Like, she knew this didn't happen. She just found out Peter Parker, the guy that she's in love with, is also Spider-Man, the guy that she had the upside down makeout session with.
Yeah.
So she's like, I know I love this guy.
Yeah.
I can't marry this other John guy.
I don't mean to come on your podcast and be hot takes and
sure,
making people mad.
Bring it.
If you leave someone actually at the altar, you're a bad person.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? You don't have you have not made a commitment before God to them until you say I do. So you have the right if that's not what you should be doing. But if you wait until they're actually standing up there, which is, obviously that's so many movies.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You gotta have some decency.
Brutal. I mean, if you've done that, Landon just called you out and called you a terrible person. I'm just saying, think harder.
I stand by it.
Landon is firmly standing by that stance. Like you're an awful human being. I mean, it is better than getting married than, like deciding the next day, like, you know what, I didn't mean it.
If you have to choose between those two, leave them at the altar. If you get married,
man, I mean, that is like every time that, then it didn't bother me because I was a kid and I didn't think about the full ramifications of what she just did.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about that, I remember the little Easter egg on that. I don't know if you knew this. So John, the guy she leaves at the altar, he becomes like a villain in the comic books.
Yeah.
Like he's the Man Wolf. And even a couple of other like Star or something. I can't remember what all it was. I didn't read a lot of books that had him in them.
Yeah.
So he didn't register that high for me.
I didn't know that. And I also didn't remember that she was engaged to J. Jonah Jameson's son.
Yeah.
Until I watched it.
Yeah.
But while I was watching the movie, and he was a pretty big element, and he was like an astronaut, and they did it, I was like, in my head, I was like, I bet you he becomes something, a villain or a hero in the comic book. And I looked it up, and he had because I'm like, they wouldn't spend this much time talking about him. Similar to Dr. Connors, his professor.
Yes,
I'm like, they're not having a guy with this big scene with one arm and he not be an important comic book character. I knew that one because he's also in the Andrew Garfield.
Well, and that actor never got his due in these.
Yeah,
like I think his name's Dylan Baker or something like that. He never got his due in these Spider-Man movies because he never got to go on to play the Lizard. Like
he was just the professor with one arm.
Man, he was probably super like jazzed to get the part. Like, okay, I'm going to be a small character in this one, but in the next one, I'm on the poster.
He's going home to his wife, sweetie. You just wait. We're about to hit it big.
Yeah. Just go ahead. And we can look at those properties. Yeah. We can look at those. Yeah. No, it didn't happen. Like and you do kind of feel bad. He didn't do anything wrong.
No.
They just decided to bring in. Well, we'll talk about some of the other villains. Yeah. We have a whole section for that.
Sure.
Now you had some questions and awards, I believe, before we move to the next section.
Yeah. Hard hitting questions as always.
I'm ready.
No, everybody's afraid to ask them.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're not afraid here. Is Dr. Octavius? He's presented as one of the most brilliant people in the world.
Yeah.
He never does anything good.
Yeah.
Is he smart?
You can't even understand T.S. Eliot.
Yeah, I don't know if he's smart.
Yeah.
Well, we have no evidence of this from watching the movie. All he does is he's very arrogant.
Yeah.
And it was like Peter mentions, this might be wrong. And he's like, ridiculous. You're a child. Goes disastrously wrong.
I think that's, so I'm so glad you brought this up. I didn't think about this. I think that's the moment too, is Otto tells Peter, like when they're sitting there having dinner, which was a great scene because it was supposed to be this scene of showing Peter Parker the life he could not have if he kept living the way he was living. But when Otto tells him all of his plans, he gives him all of his again, science stuff just goes way over my head.
Same.
But Peter's like, well, aren't your calculations off a little bit or something? And he's like, Rosie, he's doubting me here.
Yeah. And then they are.
Yeah. And Peter was right.
Yeah.
Yes. So you are correct.
I'm joking. I'm sure he's smart, but This
bad
guy's supposed to
haircut
be.
too.
This guy's supposed to be very bad haircut.
Yeah, bad, especially the neckline in the back. Like,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, that bothers me.
Especially because they have to zoom in on it a lot with the chip.
Yes.
I'm like, not a lot of people that are going in being like, I gotta get my neckline right in the back.
That neckline, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, I know if you look up Otto Octavius from the comic books, he had a terrible haircut. Like, he truly did. So I know that's what they were going for. But if I'm Fred Molina, as us in the biz like to call him, if I'm Fred, I'm like, you know, let me just keep that back there kind of normal. I'll wear it up front like this, but not in the back.
Not in the back.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Octo, Dr. Otto Octavius. Octo's 8.
Yeah.
So we're counting his arms and legs in that count. Just 8 limbs.
Yeah. It's really just 6, isn't it? No, it's 4. It's 4. Yeah, the arms and legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 of those are clearly better than the others. I don't think that counts as 8.
So what do you think it should be?
Like
Quattro Octavius?
Yeah. Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Hi, my name's 4. Yeah.
4. Because the legs don't count. They're not doing anything. I'll give you the arms, maybe 6.
He might hit somebody.
But they don't have the functions as the, you know, like
It's
octopus, it's all 8 doing the same thing. It's a bad name.
Yeah. That's fine.
I think they do in don't they in No Way Home, don't they say his name's Otto Octavius, and one of the other villains is like, that's a little on the nose, isn't it? Like,
no, it might have been
making
Ned.
fun of
Might have
him.
been Ned that said, like, they all laugh at his name.
Yes.
Like Tom Holland Spider-Man
Yes.
and his friend Ned and MJ.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of laugh at his name, but yeah, and it is funny.
It is funny.
Like back then when they would name character stuff, like, they were a little on the nose.
Oh yeah.
Like, they were like, yeah, let's just Otto Octavius. That's a great name.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Doc Ock.
Doc Ock. That's when he says the Doctor Strange thing
it is.
too.
Yeah,
he's like, he already exists, so he exists in that world.
And little, yeah, I thought that was that was another, okay, yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How I was trying to figure out, I didn't sit down and really, really think about this.
Mhm.
The tentacles and Doc Ock.
Mhm.
What's the relationship exactly? Because sometimes it's like, in some way, like in No Way Home, they cure him of it, and it's like he's all good.
Yeah.
He has no bad parts of him. But sometimes they present it as he has this a little bit of an ego and a little bit of a thing for control, and it's like the tentacles bring it out in him.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're completely in control. Like in the operating room, he's passed out and they're doing all the work.
Yeah.
Sometimes it seems like he's just bad. Sometimes it seems like they're working together.
And they went to lengths with that operating room to try to show you that the tentacles were controlling him.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, he was still out. He had the bandage over his eyes.
Yeah.
And it was even showing some of the shots like from the tentacles' point of view.
Yeah. The cameras.
Yes. Yeah. And I think it was kind of like, I didn't pick up on this until like after a few times of watching it, like in the first Spider-Man of these. Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, had a lot of really negative qualities.
Mm-hmm.
And that juice or serum or whatever he took enhanced those.
Yeah.
I think the same thing like you were talking about. I think Otto had a lot of negative qualities already, his arrogance being one of them.
Yeah.
And his just drive to, have the power of the sun in the palm of his hand. Like he says it over and over again. So his drive to finish his work was his downfall. And those tentacles, like, not took over his brain, because at the end, he's like, no, you listen to me now.
You listen to me now.
But it was, he had to like willfully say, let me have the power over you, because other than that, they had the power over him.
Yes. I think though, I agree, but I think they go back and forth on exactly what the relationship is, because I also read some stuff, I can't remember exactly what it was, about there were other elements of all that they wanted to show that would explain it better.
Yeah.
Like what,
okay,
what's going on, and it ended up like getting cut or they didn't film it or whatever. But it was always like, is he that bad? Because, then he goes back in No Way Home and they're just right in control of him again.
Yeah.
And he's just super angry all the time, where he kind of oscillates back and forth. Even
Word
in this,
of the day.
where
Word of the day.
where he's not always furious.
Yeah.
during this, but No Way Home, he's just mad the whole time he's there. Before they fix him, he's mad.
Oh yeah, he's angry all the time.
Just curious, and like, what are the tentacles? Like their AI, like they have their own brain. How does that work?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, he says something like that. He says,
well, yeah, he was controlling them. He had that little chip.
Yeah.
And of course, even if you'd never seen a movie before, when he shows you that, like, no, I control them with this little chip right here. As long as this thing stays okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
As a movie watcher, you know, well, that thing's not going to stay okay.
Chekhov's gun. You know what that is?
No, I don't.
It's like if something, it's like, I just said something where it tries to make it sound like I'm smart, and I don't actually know where it's from. I think it's a play.
Okay.
Literature, like one of the old Russian thing.
Yeah.
And it's essentially the rule that if you show this gun in the first scene, that gun has to come back into play and matter.
Yeah.
So it's like if they show that, you're like, well, we're gonna be coming back to that.
Yeah, they zoomed in on it. Like they literally zoomed in on it. Like it's one of those. I was waiting on the little thing to just scream, like one of the women.
Yeah.
Just that thing just starts screaming. But no. One thing I thought about with the whole power of the sun, palm of the hand thing, when he's doing the demonstration for all the board members and everybody there, and Angry Harry, like right when he pulls out those tentacles. Okay, I think there was one question. Now, how do those things? How are people not? I mean, I would have been like, pause. What is going on here? Let's not even talk about this power, this renewable energy yet. What is going on with these arms?
The whole point of it had nothing to do with the arms. That was a side quest.
I know. He's like, yes, I built these. They're amazing. But let's not talk about those. Let's look over here. And like for everyone in that room, it's the first time they're seeing them that I know of. Besides like maybe his other scientist workers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that just amazes me every time. Like if I'm in that room and I'm the press, like some of those people are obviously with the press and stuff, like they're writing things down. Yeah. I'm asking more questions. Like, hold up. So those tentacles, tell me more about those.
You forget watching it that the whole point of it has nothing to do with the tentacles. It like, and he is obsessed. He doesn't care about those. He cares about the tritium. Like that's what he's all about. And the tentacle is like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, it bothers me every time. Like, how are we not focusing in on these tentacles? Like these are amazing. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
They're sweet.
Yeah.
This is we don't have to rehash this, but it was I do want to know, like we're talking about it being like campy and some of the cheesy stuff. At what parts are they wanting to do that? Because I think there's some that they are, where they're like, we want to make this feel like a comic book and the character's saying this like, cliche line or something. But then I think there's other parts where they don't, like Sam Raimi's not trying to make it like that. And it's just not as good. I think, because I think that's what was expected. Like, that's what everybody thought. Like, these aren't like serious movies. And this is one, X-Men, I think, was similar, where it is like, there's some very, like the relationship stuff and everything with his aunt and Uncle Ben is more serious. And then we're also going to do this like wacky fun stuff. So I'd like to know like where he was trying to be like, oh, this is going to be just like a fun little comic book scene, and when they were trying to go for it and it didn't work.
Yeah, I think, gosh, I don't know. I mean, I think it's like probably more than half the scenes are like they're just trying to make a really good movie, but I think there's a lot of little moments in there that they are trying to make that kind of silly comic book movie.
Yeah.
But a lot of it I loved.
Oh yeah.
Like those are some of my, I don't know if this would fall into the category, but like when they're in the elevator scene and Spider-Man's having to ride the elevator down. Like, I don't know if that would fall into the campy section or if that was more like the, I don't know.
That was kind of like an MCU thing that they started doing more of those little like quippy, like funny things.
Yeah, and Raimi has a style.
Yeah.
Like if you were to watch this movie and then go watch, we talked about it earlier, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
If you were to watch those two movies back to back, you can tell.
Sure.
Same guy created this. Like this is the same guy's vision for a movie right here. Like, because there's even some of that. He has this layer of cheese, like this layer of cheesiness that he's okay with putting on there, and doesn't mind. Because if you watch Doctor Strange 1 and 2 back to back, they do not feel like they're in the same world.
Yes,
which is not a bad thing. They don't feel like they're in the same world. It's almost like the Thor franchise feels like it's all over the place.
Oh
yeah, well, that's
about it.
Another day. Another day. All right, any others before we move on from that?
I have one more, and then I actually had two more in the second one. It leads into the awards a little bit.
Here we go. Well, I've got some stuff before we get to the awards.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So I'll just do this one. And it's similar to the tentacles. Why did he lose his powers exactly? They don't really, and what did he do to get them back? Like, what clicked in his brain to get them back? It's just like, I don't know who I am. And then it was like, I know. Well, now I know. And because I thought that was kind of a weird little plot thing that's never, they just like briefly go to it where he just tries to shoot webs and he can't do it. And then he has a talk with the doctor.
Yeah.
And I feel like that scene is set up in every other movie. That doctor's like cracking jokes. And then the doctor gets very serious. Right. And like gives him good advice, I guess.
So I actually think that is what, like we talk about the things that knock off the 2.5 points. Like what makes this movie a 7.5 instead of 10.
Yeah.
I think the whole Peter losing his powers and gaining them back is what goes on the 7.5 side. Yeah. Like it's what goes into the positive. Because it's what like if you watch any other comic book movie, it's almost what separates it from any others that I can think of off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. And as far as the getting back the powers, I think it's like the whole thing of, oh man, I have to lift this car because there's this person underneath it. It's that weird adrenaline that you don't even think. I think he had to stop thinking.
Yeah.
Like he, to get them back, he had to get out of his own way. And, he was the only Spider-Man in movies that, they made fun of this in No Way Home, that shot the webs from his actual wrists.
Yes.
The other two, the Andrew Garfield and the Tom Holland Spider-Mans, in most of the comic book versions, created their own webbing.
Yeah.
Like that was part of who Peter Parker was being so smart that he created his own webbing. Mm-hmm. And so in this, it was like this, it was almost like he had a web block. And I do think it was all just, like we say, we're not going to turn into a, what would it be, like a psychiatrist, an armchair podcast all of a sudden. But I think it was the identity crisis of just not knowing who he was.
Yeah.
Like he had no idea who's Peter Parker, who's Spider-Man, and where do I fit into this?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, he says that in No Way Home. He goes, it was some existential crisis stuff.
Yeah.
What he says.
Yeah. So I think that it just goes into that, like it was kind of a mid-spy crisis, where it's just like, what's going on here? So yeah, that's what I would chalk it up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even more than that. It was just kind of, they didn't focus on it that, it was just, they just kind of dipped in and out of it real quick.
Well, I think he also wanted to do the thing of like, let's make our hero weak and then strong again.
Yeah.
So some of
Classic.
Part of their storytelling, like he needs to lose before he wins.
Yeah.
Which, he was losing a lot already.
If
we're talking about Peter Parker in general.
He's not doing well.
Yeah. What was there another one before we go to the next section?
No, I'll wait because it
okay. You think
walks on some awards and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, it may fall in. It may fall in. All right. So some things that make this movie work. I love the opening sequence of like the comic book animation that's catching you at, like if you talked about it, and this just hurts my heart. Katie your wife has never seen The Dark Knight. Crazy sauce.
Yeah.
But if The Dark Knight Rises, the third one, opened up with a comic book sequence like this, she would see that and be like, I know what's happening here. Yeah. Like you told me before y'all went to see the third one, you had to explain to her like, this is what's happened in the other ones. This movie does a phenomenal job in like a minute and a half. If somebody had never seen the first one, could sit down and know like exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And they did it comic book style, so true to the source material. Like I love that. I just think it was really cool. All right. Raimi has this like gift of, it feels like we've been like negative on him, but he has this gift of somehow in these movies, he made a huge city like New York seem like that small community.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I never got the feeling like I was in New York and lost in New York.
Yeah.
Everything seemed like this, like, friendly neighborhood, like he's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but he somehow pulled off that feel of that to me.
Yeah.
That's something I love about this movie. The Mary Jane and Peter relationship, like, love that. The whole Ross Rachel, will they, won't they?
Yeah.
Like the first one left us with her declaring her love for him at a funeral and him politely saying, thanks, but no thanks. I just want to be friends. But we knew the reason why was because he was like, if my enemies found out who she was, they would come after her.
Yeah.
And so this one picks up on that. And you truly don't know. Like most movies, you go into it, if there's a love story involved, you kind of know where we're headed.
Yeah.
Like these two are going to end up together somehow.
Yeah.
You don't feel that way with this. Like, even at the end, and once she finds out who he is, until like I'd already seen it the first time. I remember the first time watching, thinking, she made. Now, once they went to the wedding scene, I knew.
Yeah.
But before that, I thought like she might actually not go. Like they may not end up together in this movie.
Yeah.
Which was great storytelling.
Like not to spoil, like Sam Raimi, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Exactly.
The love interest from the first one, they don't end up together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Raimi is not going to always give you that happy ending.
Yeah.
And they almost had Black Cat in this. Like that's part of Spider-Man's villain, which I think again would have been good. But they wanted to focus more on the Doc Ock stuff. I think that like the sacrifice that we know about, that nobody else knows about, and like his frustration is one of the things that goes into the positive on this movie.
Yeah.
Like
I said, it shows the cost of the personal cost of what he's doing, not just like you could die like you're fighting villains. It's a hard life. It's not all roses and rainbows just because he's got superpowers and he's fighting crime.
I made a list of the things that show Spider-Man's life in disarray. Ooh. He forgot his own birthday.
Like, I did a note on that, which is like, I feel like that's a movie trope that's like people forget their own birthdays. Like, would he forget it? Maybe. He seems pretty forgetful.
I think this guy would.
Yeah.
Like the way they painted him, I think this guy forget. So his best friend's mad at him when he gets there. Like you can tell, like, haven't seen you, where you been, pal? Haven't seen you. So he's not getting to hang out with his friends. He's not getting any like fun time at all.
Yeah.
Mary Jane's disappointed in him because he hasn't been to her show. And then she tells him that night, like, hey, I'm dating somebody else. And he's like, oh, companionship. Like, I think that's probably one of the scenes where Katie's talking about bad acting.
Yeah.
But,
people are bashing him on his own birthday. Like, he's just trying to hang out. And his best friend immediately just goes in on him right when he gets there.
Can't be honest with Aunt May. He knows about his Uncle Ben's death.
Yeah.
He knows how it happened. He's carrying that guilt around with him.
Yeah.
Not making it to class. Gets fired from Joe's because he can't make their 29-minute. And it wasn't the first time he couldn't make it.
He never made it, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, given what we know about him.
And has to deal with Jay Jonah. Like, he's funny to us, but could you imagine actually that being your actual boss?
Yeah.
I'm leaving that job.
Yeah.
There's got to be another paper in town.
Yeah.
He's broke. Like, not a dime to his name. He gets home and has the 20. Landlord like takes it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rent.
What that guy. So talk about the little thing. I don't know that guy's name.
Yeah.
His landlord was so good.
I feel bad for the landlord's daughter. She's so nice.
She is so nice and seemed to have it. Now, that's something like Peter Parker had game.
Yeah.
Somehow, I mean, because Betty was kind of flirty with him.
Oh, yeah.
The landlord's daughter, like you could tell he made her nervous because she like started burning stuff on the pan.
Sure.
When he was there. And then obviously Mary Jane loved him. I mean, like,
you get Gwen Stacy in the next one.
I know. Solid. He's just a solid guy just standing there awkwardly.
Peter.
Yeah, he's got game. But the landlord was so good. What was he said about the eyes or what? Ears like a cat and eyes like a rodent.
Yeah.
That's what. He has a wardrobe of 2 suits. He has his Spider-Man suit and his regular suit. And here's the worst part. I don't know if you've ever been dumped or ever had your heart broken. It's not fun.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's not fun, right?
No.
So this guy has to ride around seeing pictures of her everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, the one scene where he's going around the corner and there's literal pictures.
Targeted.
Oh, man. Like, that's the worst. Like, I put that last because that was the absolute worst one. Like, man, okay, I know everything in my life stinks, but now I have to see her beautiful face like everywhere. Because that's what he would be thinking. Like
Yes.
whoever dumped you, that's what you'd be thinking. Like, I have to see her face everywhere.
Most people don't have to experience that.
Yeah. No, yeah. Terrible. Terrible. All right. So we mentioned most of these about like little Easter eggs from the movie. Those are things that really separated this and put it a bump up, especially when you consider the time of its release and when it came out. The one we did not mention though was the Willem Dafoe cameo.
Yeah.
Like, and so that was unplanned.
I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. So what did you read about that?
He was just walking by.
Is that not cool?
Yeah. I'm like, okay, what was he really?
I know. But I heard it in multiple sources.
Yeah, I believe it, but
yeah.
To just be like, hey, you want to be in this $200 million movie? Yeah, sure. I mean, he'd been in the first one, but still.
Right. Yeah. He just apparently come by the set.
Yeah.
And, probably visiting because he was in the first one, probably enjoyed the experience.
Yeah.
Probably wanted to take one of his weird photographs that he always takes.
Yeah.
got the weirdest poses for cameras. But I like Willem Dafoe a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so cool that he showed up at the end of this and was one of those things that, like, again, big actors didn't show up for comic book movies.
Yeah.
Much less show up for a little 30-second part at this point in time.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was one of these, like, wow, okay. Like, it was a sign times were changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one thing that worked for this too was the second movie not only waits to put Peter Parker and Mary Jane together, but it waits to let her know that he's Spider-Man. Like, if you go from front to finish, we had gone like 3.5 hours of movie before she knows he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which works.
Yeah.
Because again, it's that inner turmoil that we're getting to see that she knows that something's going on with him.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just being like, it's not his fault.
Right.
Stop getting so mad at him. Stop being mean. People are mean to him. Everybody's so mean.
Yes.
I mean, he kind of deserves it. But.
No. All right. So any other thoughts before we go to the web games?
I don't think so.
All right. So, favorite action scene? When Doc Ock robs the bank. Great scene when they climb up the building. And the only problem I had with that one was Aunt May hanging on with that umbrella. It's like, man, she's got some shoulder strength. Like, that was impressive. Is she actually? So Rosemary Harris actually did all of her own stunts. Did you read that?
I read that. Yeah.
That's crazy. The Tentacle Hospital Massacre. The train scene. And then the final battle against Doc Ock and the Sunball.
I think the train scene.
Yeah.
For me. The Tentacle, the operating room. Like, it was like a quick, just like cool, like different kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the train was really cool. And then like him holding it at the end. And it's kind of like the the thing where the superheroes like giving every, literally it feels like they're sacrificed. Aren't just fighting the bad guy. They're like every single thing they have and all the people. It's a cool little scene with the people.
It's a great
like
scene, yeah.
All the people love him and not, but
the only part that makes me laugh is like the guy that says like he's just a kid. Like, he looks like he's 28 years old. I mean, that's still young.
Yeah. He's old and he's playing a much younger character.
Yeah.
A quick side note on the train scene.
Please.
Doc Ock, he's extra bad.
Yeah.
In these. Like, he either murders or tries to murder so many innocent people.
Yeah.
In this, like most times villains are just like, in modern movies, they like have a purpose, and it's like if they really have to kill someone, they'll do it. But they're usually just like not like innocent people, just like picking out innocent people. He's mean.
Oh, they went all out.
Yeah,
yeah. He's like, I want to take out a full train.
He's just like throwing people out, being like, he'll let this person will just die.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. No, we'll blame the tentacles.
Yeah, sorry.
So your favorite's the train scene.
Yeah.
Mine has to be the train scene, but man, that tentacle, the hospital thing is cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the right way to say it. It's like cool. I don't like overall like what it has. The train is better because
the train scene
it's got both of them, and he's like saving people. But like the tentacle scene is like the coolest one.
Yeah. This kind of goes with what you were saying earlier. favorite before they were stars moment. So we got Joel McHale showing up as the banker. We got Elizabeth Banks as Betty Brant. These were all like the small.
Yeah.
Emily Deschanel as the receptionist. Daniel Day Kim as one-line scientist.
Oh man,
one line.
We were on the same page.
We were there. And then Vanessa Ferlito as Mary Jane's best friend. She showed up in some other stuff, like she was in that Nothing Like the Holidays. You'd recognize her face.
Okay.
But so, who was your favorite out of those? Where you're like, oh, that guy.
I think Joel McHale.
Joel McHale.
Well, because Elizabeth Banks, she has a little more of like a prominent role. It's not just like a pop up, so you kind of get used to her a little bit.
Yeah.
And like you said with Joel McHale, I think it's good because you get a little taste of who he is in like everything he's in. I like him, and he's funny and all, but he does usually play that.
Oh yeah.
That same character or a similar one.
You're giving the right answer, but I'm giving the one from the heart. I'm going Daniel Day Kim. I love the fact that he gets one line. And the fact that I love Lost. Like he was a big part on Lost. And played kind of a misunderstood jerk on Lost.
A very complex.
Yeah.
Not a jerk at the end. They think he's a jerk, but a very good character, like a real like full character that's not just like you think at the beginning you think it's gonna be one way.
Yeah.
And he's a good character in that.
I think also because out of all of these, it's the blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
Like if you walk away for 1 second, you will miss the fact that he was in this movie.
Yes.
And it shows, and Lost, I think, started like 1 or 2 years later after this.
Yeah.
And it just shows how different somebody's career can change in that industry.
Yeah.
In just like a year or two.
Sure.
Like, because here he's just, hey guy, can you stand over there and say this one line?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, we're plugged in. I don't remember what his line was.
Yeah.
But must have read it well. All right. So here's the opposite of that, though. Worst line read in the movie. Because we talked about we talked about some bad acting.
I think I already
Okay. Bernard, the butler. Your father only obsessed over his work. Like that just felt like some really bad acting there.
I had some thoughts on him, and it almost felt too mean.
Yeah.
Because it was like making fun of that guy's voice and how he said it.
Yeah.
But he's like, your father. I don't even know. I can't even do it.
Yeah, it was, but I don't think it was the guy's voice. I think that, I don't know, I just think it was a bad line read.
Correct.
Just a bad line read.
Bernard.
Yeah, Bernard, not Bernard. Yeah, Bernard. And he frustrates me greatly in the third one, which this is not a Spider-Man 3 podcast. We'll talk about that when we do Spider-Man 3 together. But the fireman that says like some poor soul up there, like talking about somebody that didn't make it out of the fire. And then the Any More Bright Ideas by the train conductor. Like when Spider-Man tries to stop the train with his feet.
Yeah.
And then, jumps back up.
Yeah.
Which also has a moment that frustrates me a little bit because Spider-Man leans forward and you can tell he's on a wire. Like it's so wired, because he leans forward and then comes straight back.
Yes.
It pops straight back. And it bothers me. I don't like it. Just from special effects standpoint, I don't like it. It bothered me then.
There's a few special effects things that, because we're used to it now, you're like, oh, it's a little obvious.
So who do you think had the worst line read out of those three? And if you have anybody else, you bring it.
I mean, the James Franco.
He insulted me.
Yes, by touching me. But I think the butler was.
Oh no, I think we go with Franco. I think we go with your heart. I
think that would be it because.
Yeah. Because we don't know. I don't want to make fun of the guy that played Bernard.
Bernard.
We don't know anything about the guy. So we'll go with Franco because we know he's a really good actor. And that was just a bad table read.
Yeah.
Bad table read. Yeah. So there were 3 actors almost cast as Doc Ock. I don't know if you read this.
I don't think I read these.
That's what I'm here for. Out of these 3, who would you pick? Ed Harris, Chris Cooper, Christopher Walken. Those were the 3.
Chris Cooper.
I think it kind of has to be.
Yeah. I mean, I like Christopher Walken, but they put him in way they've been giving him way too many roles. He's a specific
lazy.
He's a specific kind of person, and he doesn't need to be. There's certain things he doesn't need to be doing.
Yeah.
I feel like Chris Cooper because I'm trying to think of.
I need more trinium.
Just do a Walken impression the whole time. Ed Harris.
It's gonna hurt me when I listen to that later. It's gonna sound so bad. Yeah.
Ed Harris could be in have you seen Snowpiercer?
Yeah.
He's playing a very very intelligent, very erudite character.
Yeah.
In that. And so he can play that. I guess the same thing in a Truman Show too.
Yeah.
So he can play that like kind of professorial role pretty well, as well as the bad guy. But Chris Cooper feels more.
Well, Chris Cooper was Harry Osborn, in the Andrew Garfield ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not Harry, Norman, the dad. I'm sorry. Yeah.
What's that guy's name that was Harry? Dane.
Oh, Dane DeJean or something like that.
Dane DeHaan.
Yeah.
Anyways,
he's coming up.
I think Chris Cooper would be my choice.
I think, it was, for me, it was Chris Cooper until you just said that about Ed Harris and like the Truman Show. And all three of these are great actors.
Yeah.
All three.
Yeah.
I'm going with Ed Harris, but they got it right. Alfred Molina is way better not a way better actor than any of these three guys, but for this role, again, I don't know. I don't see any of these guys pulling it off the way that Alfred Molina did.
Yeah.
Like he was the perfect choice. He was great. And he's a big part of what makes the movie work is how good he was.
Yes.
No. Anything before we get to our kind of unique Mount Rushmore today?
Do you want me to give out some awards?
Yeah, let's do it.
Or do we want to wait?
No, do it. Then we'll do our Mount Rushmore.
I've got some
kind of a Mount Rushmore.
I've got some quick ones. The first one is the things your dad says every day when someone changes the thermostat by 1 degree award. This goes to Harry Osborn when he says, "I'm in charge here. This is my money."
I love it.
Which is another line that's funny.
Yeah.
When he's just screaming, being very whiny.
He was not like, I'm sure Jimmy Franco sat there and looked at like the script and was like, ha. Okay.
That's tough.
Yeah.
The next one is the Good Samaritan Award.
Okay.
It goes to anyone but Peter Parker when he stops being Spider-Man and watches the guy get beat up in the alleyway and doesn't help him. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because that's not a superhero thing. It's not like you don't not do that because you're not being Spider-Man. If you had never gotten your powers and you were Peter Parker, you should still help that guy.
Yeah.
He's a bad citizen. That was my other question thing. Peter Parker has a tendency to just be a bad guy, kind of like.
Yeah, I'll just eat a hot dog. Just move about his day.
He let that guy go in the first one just because he was being vindictive.
He learned from that mistake.
He was very mean to Uncle Ben.
Yeah, he was.
Like, hurtful to him on purpose, even though he gave up his whole life and raised him after his parents died.
But kids don't recognize that.
No.
Not until later.
Yeah, he's generally unaccountable. He lies to a lot of people. A lot of what he does is just motivated by getting Mary Jane. It's not actually like doing the right thing.
All of his motives are just MJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My next award is the Let's Get You to Bed Grandma Award.
Okay.
And it goes to Aunt May for falling asleep like a middle schooler just on the table with her head in her hands while people are at her house. She wakes up and she's like, "Did everybody leave?" It's like, imagine that. It doesn't matter how old they are.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, maybe it's like me going to your parents' house and Miss Judy, while I'm there, goes to her kitchen table, puts her head down and falls asleep.
That's great.
And for 2 hours, and then I leave, and you're like, we're just going to let her sleep. And she wakes up.
That is good. That is good. That didn't even, good job. Good job.
She's just like, did everybody leave?
Yeah.
Like, you're not that tired. I don't care how old you are.
Yeah. Good job. That was a fastball. Nicely done.
I've got a few more. The Best Dressed Award goes to Doc Ock for wearing the like gray wife beater at the biggest presentation of his life. You can't find a little something better to wear to make yourself look presentable. He looks like a 1920s bathing suit, like that one piece that men used to wear. Kind of looks.
Well,
like
he was going for the 50s,
1950s bodybuilder look.
Yep.
Because when I'd already thought this, but then when he said it, I'm like, it looks like the guy at the carnival that had the little, like the hammer where you hit it and make it.
Yeah, the world's strongest man thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we dressed Jared up one year for that as Halloween.
Yeah.
When he was like 2.
Yeah, that's what he looked like.
Yes,
but
agreed.
It was a crazy clothing choice.
That is hilarious.
Businessman of the Year award,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Aziz. He takes his promise seriously.
Yeah, he does.
Seriously.
Yeah, he does.
He's very serious about that.
Yeah.
He's tough, but he's fair. He gives Peter a second chance,
Yeah,
but when he messes up again, he's like, "Hey, I got to do the right thing for my business." He's a good guy.
Yeah. He's
not mean.
Better business bureau.
He's not mean about it either.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Peter, you're a good kid, but I take promises seriously."
Yeah.
The last one. This is an award and also a gift.
Okay.
The one certificate, maybe 2, for the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University class. It goes to Aunt May for horribly mismanaging her finances.
Yeah.
Thinking that piano lessons are going to get her a loan.
Sure.
She's trying to take out a loan to pay off her debt. Big no-no.
Sure.
You got to pay off that debt as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Make more than you spend.
Yeah.
She's trying to give Peter money when she needs it very badly. Peter as well. He's not paying his rent. He's not doing any of the right things.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. Well, Peter can hang on to $20. Like we said, I mean, the guy spent it before it was even there, and he also had a terrible apartment, which Tobey Maguire was adamant about Spider-Man having a bad apartment in this one.
Yeah.
Because remember in the first one, him and Harry lived in like this which Harry again would have had a lot of money to have somewhere like that. But Tobey was big on like, hey, this needs to be more modest.
Yeah.
Like people need to be able to identify. And I think that was a great choice.
Yeah.
Because that was a crummy apartment.
Yeah.
But it further instilled this like, man, this guy's just miserable.
Yeah. And he's not paying his rent.
Right. Yeah, he's not even paying rent on what is not good.
Yeah. We need to get some money lessons here is what I'm saying. And break some family curses. It's just getting passed down. Somebody's got to stop it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. I like it. Another thing that bothered me, talking about before we go to the Rushmore, one thing that really bothers me, and I thought I had it in here and I may have just skimmed by it on accident, but the scene with the fire when he goes in to save the baby.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Dad? You let some other guy run in and try to save your baby?
Yeah.
And you're just standing there like holding your wife like, oh.
Man card revoked.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, I can promise you, if I'm in that situation, I'm going down with the building. Like I'm looking for my kids until I can't look anymore.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, come on. You got to run in there and get her. Come on. You had to at least be in there looking, and he comes in there to help you find her.
You got
something.
We need some fathers to step
Mom and Dad. Like, I think Mom and Dad are both going into that situation.
Yeah, they're not sitting out there being like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they were doing. They were just holding each other like, oh man.
That's like, true.
It was awful. Awful. Like, you're running in.
Yeah, any dad worth his salt.
Bothers me every time.
Yeah.
Every time, like, Dad. I mean, from the dad's perspective, that's what I'm thinking because I'm a dad. But I'm sure moms are thinking the same thing.
That shows the like what you start thinking of when you're a parent, because I never thought about that.
You're just like, get him, Spidey. Yeah. Also, his arm strength, like his wrist and arm strength when he hangs onto that ledge just by his fingers, I'm like, attaboy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not afraid. And also, like, one thing in the positive to go for Tobey before we do this, not afraid to look nerdy. Like he is like, and that's a true compliment.
Yeah.
Like, he does not try to look too cool in front of the camera. Like, and I'm not making fun of him by saying that. Like, there's plenty of scenes, like during the whole raindrops keep falling on my head, where he just looks like a complete nerd.
Yeah.
And he fully embraced it.
Yeah.
And like the faces he was making when he was running across the building to try to jump, like, he just embraced, like, I'm going to play Peter Parker as nerdy as possible.
Yeah.
And did a great job with it.
Yeah, did great.
Ready to rank some villains?
Ready.
So for this Mount Rushmore, we're not doing like these are our favorite 4. We have chosen to rank the Spider-Man villains across the trilogies. Or not trilogies, across the 3 different Spider-Verses, we'll call them.
Yeah.
We're not doing the animated Spider-Verse. They may get an honorable mention or something. But we're doing the Tobey trilogy. We're doing the 2 Andrew Garfield movies. And then we're doing the Tom Holland films. And so those are the 3 that we're picking these villains off of. So do you want to do your however many you have first, and then I'll do mine, or how do you want to do it? I'll follow your lead.
What do you think? I'll do mine first.
Yeah, you do yours.
Is that
first.
good?
Yeah.
How many do you want?
I have 11.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't go that far.
Yeah.
I can go further.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You just do what you got. Or do you want me to do my 11 first?
Do yours first, because I might add some.
Okay. So, number 11 on the villains was Paul Giamatti as Rhino.
Yeah.
In The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And he is 11 out of 11. And the reason why, I love Paul Giamatti as an actor, but man, he really went over the top in that part.
Yeah.
Like, and I even saw an interview with him at the time, and he was like, I just wanted to go over the top because I knew I was like, you kind of went over the top. Like, tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 10 was Dane DeHaan.
Yes.
However you say his name, as the Green Goblin in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
So my two bottom ones come from The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get into the character. I couldn't buy him and Peter as best friends. Like when they tried to introduce that really quickly.
Yeah.
That movie was definitely not flawless. And that's why he landed really low for me.
Yeah.
And they also made him just like almost too ugly.
Oh, I've only seen both of those once, I believe.
I've seen them a bunch because Evie, that's her favorites.
Really?
That's her favorite Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield. Those are her favorite Spider-Man movies.
I remember liking Andrew Garfield in it, but the other stuff, honestly, the thing that sticks out to me the most is how ugly they made him. That's what I remember from both of those movies the most.
Which is fine, but it was like an unnecessary, I don't know. There was something about it that just didn't click.
I know what you mean.
Number 9 for me was Venom, Topher Grace.
Yeah.
Like Topher Grace, I love Topher Grace. He was so funny on that 70s show. I watched a movie recently that had him in it just because he was in it. It was the one with him and Mark Wahlberg. Awful movie. It was just not good at all.
Oh.
But I really liked Topher Grace, and I was super pumped that they were putting Venom in a Spider-Man movie. Because growing up, when I was reading the comics, Venom was my number one villain for Spider-Man. Like he was my favorite.
Yeah.
And they just ruined it. Like he was not good at it. James Franco as the new Goblin or Goblin Jr. or whatever you want to call him was number 8 for me. And we've talked about him enough. What's the guy's name?
Reese. I think it's Reese is essentially how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Ephons.
Yeah. That guy is number 7 for me as the Lizard. I just feel like they didn't do a whole lot with it.
Yeah.
And he was and also like some of them were given a second chance. Like he was given a second chance in No Way Home. And I don't think the actor even showed up. Like he just did voice work.
He did a tiny, for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just watched it. And
right.
I was like, because I was thinking he wasn't in it at all, but he's like, they cure him or whatever. And it's literally you see his face.
But I think that was recycled. I think that was recycled from the other one.
I feel like I do remember hearing that.
Him and Thomas Hayden Church, who is next.
Yes.
Both of them had a chance to make their villain even better because they got a second chance. Sandman was actually one of the better parts of Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
But for me, he's number 6. Jamie Foxx as Electro is number 5 for me. And it's really, we talked about Maguire and Franco only being able to do so much with a line.
Yeah.
I feel like you give somebody like Jamie Foxx the same line.
Yeah.
And he does more with it. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So really, in all reality, the writing in the movie, Jamie Foxx's Electro should have been further down this list.
Yeah.
He took it to where it was.
Yeah.
With both appearances.
Yes.
Especially in the second one. He's hilarious in the No Way Home.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me was Jake Gyllenhaal, Mysterio.
Yep.
Loved him as a villain.
Yep.
He was phenomenal. Number 3 for me was Vulture, Michael Keaton. And the main reason he went up so high was not just because that movie was so good, but it was the car scene when he's figuring out who Spider-Man is. Like he's figuring out the guy that's sitting in my back seat that's taking my daughter to a dance is my enemy.
Yep.
And just the way he acted with his daughter, I got to give him the dad talk gumdrop or whatever he says.
Yeah.
And then completely turns.
Yes.
Again, what Jamie Foxx did with Electro, Michael Keaton did with Vulture. Now, the writing was helping him out too.
Sure.
Like that was, so it was everything clicking. Number 2 for me was our guy Fred Molina as Doc Ock.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 1, Willem Dafoe is just like, he might have been number 1 before No Way Home ever came out.
Yeah.
But he made himself like the clear number 1.
Yeah.
When No Way Home came out. So yeah, that's my 11. What about you?
It's a good list. I'm gonna do 7.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
So maybe a controversial pick at the top. We had the same top 4.
Okay. Are you starting your lowest?
No, I'll start at the lowest.
Okay.
But just before.
Yeah.
I'll hit those first. Venom, 7.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting. Like I said, I don't feel like I've seen the Garfield ones enough, although I did put Electro at 6.
Sure.
Jamie
There we go.
Foxx is,
Yeah.
He's just good in everything. And I recently watched No Way Home, so I saw him in that as well. Sandman.
Are we gonna pretend I'm out here in the woods?
Yeah. Sandman was 5. So I thought Thomas Hayden he's funny, but also like had a little bit of heart, had the kid and everything in it. 4, Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal, he just got charisma. Like, I didn't really think that character was like made the most sense necessarily, and it was very like dramatic over top, but he was so good in that. 3, Doc Ock.
Ooh, okay. I'm here for it.
I'll save it. So this is a crazy thought. Originally, and this is like a bias too, just because, like I said, I didn't see the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man when they came out, and I was fully into the MCU when that came.
Sure.
I had Vulture number 1.
There you go.
Initially. However, I think I would have had Green Goblin. So this is going back. I haven't watched these movies in quite a while.
Sure.
If you'd have asked me before, I would have said Doc Ock 2, Green Goblin 3, and then I watched Spider-Man 1 and No Way Home, and I'm like, oh, it's not even close. Like, Willem Dafoe is so good at like turning, and he puts a whole nother element in it, and No Way Home too, like the kind of scared, weak character, and then the turn of that. So he's a close one. I'm still gonna go Vulture 1 because I think Michael Keaton.
That's your list.
And the reason I say that, well, first the Green Goblin is in like that first one. He's just amazing. Like he has the look and the voice too that helps him a lot. But just that evil laugh and him just quickly turning and being good as, like in the scenes as Harry's dad, like actually as Norman Osborn and how he relates to Peter.
Yeah.
But Vulture, the reason I like him so much is because I feel like his character makes the most sense. He's not looking to harm anyone. Like they have the family stuff, and that reveal that he's her dad was so good. But it's just like he is in this for business. He feel like he got the bad end of the deal for the Avengers. He's not wanting to hurt anyone, but he's a bad guy because he's so scary. Because he tells Peter, he's like, "Get out of here! Act like you forgot any of this. We're good. But if you get my way, I will kill you." Yeah. It's kind of like scary how good he is. I mean, that car scene. It's also hard to get that out of your head too. He's unbelievable.
And the way there's something about the way they're doing the red lights.
Yeah.
And like the light shining on his face as he's talking to him.
Yes. Yeah. He's good at that. But Green Goblin is kind of so good. And after I watched No Way Home, I'm like, oh man, he is really good in this. And he's really the main villain in that, if you got to put one.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, because he's the one which has one of the best scenes in No Way Home when Peter walks back in the room and all the villains are up there in the apartment and his spider sense goes off and he's trying to figure out who is setting off his spider sense. And when Green Goblin or Willem Dafoe or Norman figures out, oh, he's on to me.
Yeah.
Like, love that. Always love that trick of yours or something like that, he says. Like, so, again, the really great actors of these villains. And there's a lot of, we listed a lot of great actors.
Yes.
I mean, my number 11 was Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
who is a phenomenal actor.
Yes.
And we're listing all these people that are just really good actors. But they elevate it.
Yeah.
They elevate. Like, the only reason Venom was even any good is Topher Grace has this, great charm.
Yeah.
and he played the part really well. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
It was the crowd. It was the crowd.
Yeah.
Like that movie is just way too crowded.
Yes.
But yeah, good job. So your number 2 was Green Goblin and number 1 Vulture. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense.
So I'm gonna give 2 honorable mentions.
Please.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Kingpin in that. I think Liev Schreiber's the voice.
Yeah. I think you're right.
He's very funny in that. Do you know the scene at the very first? I think it's when Spider-Man comes in and he leaves and he turns to his henchman and he just goes, "Kill that guy."
Yeah.
I
forgot about that.
And then Prowler in that as well as Uncle.
Yeah.
I think Mahershala Ali is the voice.
I think you're right.
Of him is really good too and scary. Yeah. Like that noise and all that stuff he makes is really good as well.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't go into those was they kind of connected these with No Way Home, so I thought like
that's true.
These kind of work together. But no, you're right, and I love anything Spider-Man.
Yes.
You know, I was like an adult. I was like 23 years old, and I was watching like a cartoon show that came on because I will watch anything Spider-Man.
Have you watched the Disney Plus cartoon?
I have not. I haven't watched that one. The new one that's like MCU related. I haven't. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Yeah. Well, perfect. Well, anything else you can think of Spider-Verse related?
I don't think there
anything
is.
That we don't want to get mixed up in the interwebs.
I think we're good.
Yeah, cheesy dad jokes to close it out. Landon, thank you for doing this one with me. This was a ton of fun. Hope you enjoyed listening. And if you have any suggestions or topics you want us to cover, you can send them to themoviepick@aol.com. Thanks, Landon.
Thank you.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to bump us up in the algorithms. You can send my dad any suggestions of movies you'd like for him to cover at themoviepick@aol.com. Thank you for listening.